Welcome to Things I Love. Today we're talking about technologies of worship. And if you don't know what that is, hang in there. We're going to get right to it. Well, right about now you're wondering, what is that he just did? Well, this is a shofar. It is found in the Old Testament in the Bible, and it's an Old Testament instrument for worship. It's kind of the original call to worship. They would blow it when they wanted those to come to the tent of meeting to worship. And so I wanted to show you that first as kind of an original technology of worship. And then today we're going to talk about kind of the new technologies of worship. You know, I've been a worship pastor for about 20 years, and I've been using technology ever since it was available in its various forms, as far as online and apps and software and gear and all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of a techie, kind of a nerd, kind of a gearhead, and so today I wanted to kind of show you my rig. You know, if you're a musician, you have a rig that you used. And I've got a rig of worship technologies that I want to share with you today. But if you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe down below and hit that bell to make sure that you're notified of these positive videos every week. You know, today we're talking about technologies of worship, but we talk about all kinds of things that I love. We talk about Lego and Star Wars and Disney and music and all kinds of stuff. We have a good time every week here at Things I Love. And make sure you give us a big thumbs up if you like this video. All right, well, we're going to jump right in here and talk about, like I said, technologies of worship. What does that mean? Well, there's all kinds of tools out there that us worship pastors can use to help us every week. You know, the bottom line is we are worship pastors. I'm a pastor, and I want to be able to help people and spend time pastoring people. And all of these tools that I'm going to talk about today, that kind of make up my technologies of worship rig, they help me with my time to be able to spend more time with people. And also the bottom line is they're kind of cool, they're kind of fun, and I love it. So let's jump right in there and talk about some various websites that I use. One of the websites that we use as a church is called PlanningCenterOnline.com. That is a planning software, if you will. It plans and schedules all of our volunteers, not just the worship ministry and music team, but also our ushers and our greeters and our communion servers. It schedules everybody, does a great job of that, and that's just kind of the beginning of what it does. It'll do check-in for children's ministry. It'll do all kinds of stuff, and so we love that program, Planning Center Online. We love it, use it every day. And then also on weekends as well during our services. So check that out, PlanningCenterOnline.com. Also want to give a big shout out to WorshipPlanning.com. I used that for years. It's very similar to Planning Center Online. It is just, to be honest with you, it's a little bit cheaper. And so if you've got a budget and you need to go a little bit cheaper, WorshipPlanning.com. I can't recommend it enough. It's an awesome program. Tom over at WorshipPlanning.com does a great job. And so check them out as well. Also, the worshipvocalist.com. We just started using this year, actually, with our vocal team. Such a great resource, and if you're one of our vocal team members and you're watching this and you're like, oh, I haven't used that yet, check it out. Worshipvocalist.com. All kinds of tutorials, training videos, just everything that you can think of to help singers be better singers, because we want to bring God excellence every week whenever we lead worship. And so the worshipvocalist.com, just a great resource. You can get a subscription for your whole team, and they can be able to get their own kind of login ID and be able to check those out every week. So worshipvocalist.com, theworshipvocalist.com. Also praisecharts.com. This is one that I've been using, I feel like, since the beginning of worship ministry for me. It's been around for a long time, but this is kind of a website where you can get all of your charts, all of your music chord charts, all of your, if you have a choir, you can get soprano, alto, tenor, bass sheets of music, lead sheets if you just want the vocal line, the lead line, just all kinds of print sheet music that you can get. And you can get subscriptions, but you can also just purchase them per copy, and it's just a great resource. They do a great job. You can also go over to songselect.com. If you're a church worship ministry, you have a subscription to ccli.com. It's kind of a must-have for copyright reasons to be able to do some of the songs that we do. But as a part of that, you can get a little add-on called songselect.com, and it's also got chord charts, and it's got the same stuff that Praise Charts has, but it's not quite as good as Praise Charts. I'll just be honest with you. They do it as an extra service for CCLI. And if you have to, use that because it is much cheaper. You already have a CCLI license, and so you can go ahead and get that. But songselect.com does a good job, but I prefer praisecharts.com. MultiTracks.com. You know, I'm a tracks guy. You're saying, what's tracks? Well, maybe you've heard of click track, or you've heard of loops, or MultiTracks. Well, these are tracks of the original songs. You know, each song comes with, you know, a piano, guitar, electric guitar, drums, percussion, and each song's different, but they all have those different tracks. Well, MultiTracks.com allows you to use those tracks in worship with a click track that's in your ear. And I've got my in-ear monitors here. That may be a new phrase for you, in-ear monitors. Maybe you're old school and you've got floor wedges. We also have floor wedge monitors at our church, but I've been using these for years. These are made by Westone. There's a lot of companies out there that make these, but these are molded to my ears, and so nobody else can use these. They just kind of go in my ear and get hidden right there. And I got the clear ones so that they would be kind of hidden. You can get all fancy and get colors and designs and stuff like that, but that way the click track from MultiTracks.com or Loop Community or guidetracks.co, shout out to Scott, my brother Scott, all of these allow the click track to go into your ear with these in-ear monitors. And so nobody else can hear it but you. But I'm telling you, these tracks, they really kind of open up the song to be so much more rich, so much more depth to what you hear in the congregation. You know, we don't use every track, but like if we don't have a keyboardist that week, we'll throw the keyboards in there. We don't have electric guitarist that week, we'll throw electric guitar in there. And it's just got kind of some extra instrumentation in there to help in worship. Now, originally, whenever I first started using them, I kind of thought, oh, this is going to be a hindrance to worship for me because it's kind of rigid and it starts and it stops, it starts and stops. First of all, technology has changed a lot over the years, but if it hadn't at all, the reality is a song has a start and a song has an end. And when you get to the end of the song, the Holy Spirit's moving, and you can keep going with an extra chorus or an extra verse. And I've just kind of learned to do that, is stay within the track. But when it's over, you know, if the Holy Spirit's moving, you can keep going with whatever He's telling you to do. And so there's that, but also with new technologies, now MultiTracks.com has an app that we use called Playback. We use it on an iPad, and it allows you to run those tracks in the service. So our drummer has it right here beside him, and he runs those tracks. But what I can do is I can look back at him and I can go chorus, or I can go verse, and he can double tap on the chorus or the verse, whatever it happens to be, and keep that going in the service with nobody knowing. So you can, if you want to do that, you can kind of keep it going with that new technology as well. So MultiTracks.com, I love it. Like I said, loopcommunity.com's got some great loops, guidetracks.co. The reason we use MultiTracks is they've got rehearsal tracks for the band, so I can set up a subscription where everybody in the band and the vocal team can get these rehearsal tracks, which are the exact tracks from the original song, and they can practice with them. We're also able to rent the tracks rather than purchase them, so we just rent what we need every week. It's much cheaper, easier to go into the Playback app, very simple. There's a cloud subscription where we can keep all of our stuff in the cloud, and so it's really been working well for us, kind of with all those elements to it. All right, and then YouTube.com. Look, we're sitting here with this Things I Love channel on YouTube, and there's lots of tools on YouTube for the worship team. I mean, there's all kinds of training videos and song tutorials, and you know, you just type it in and find it, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to find something to help you with whatever song you happen to be using. So don't hesitate to go to youtube.com, as you already have today. All right, I want to go into some apps and some software that I use. One of those is called the OnSong app, and I use this every week. I want to show it to you real quick right here. I love this this app. It's called OnSong, and it allows you to have your charts with you kind of on the platform in a digital format. So you don't have to mess with paper and the big folders and all that kind of stuff. It also allows you to put notes on there. So I'll put like scriptures that I'm using right there where I can just read them right from the music. It also allows you to write on it. If I want to circle something or I want to make an arrow or something like that, I can do that. It's super simple to use, and I love it. I've been using it for years. It's not a cheap app. I think it's right now going for like $19.99 on the App Store, but it's a great resource. And the other thing is I've got this pedal here that allows me to change the pages. Let me kind of go to the beginning of the song here, but I can change the pages with this pedal, Bluetooth pedal, and that's just awesome. I mean, I can have my guitar, I don't have to mess with touching it at all, and it goes through all of those songs. So just love OnSong. Like I said, been using it for years, love it. Also have this iClip clip that goes onto my mic stand to be able to put it there for me to easily have during the service. And it just works out really well. So you can get that iClip at, I think I got it at Guitar Center. Just easy thing to use. Hands-free, love it. Be able to play my guitar hands-free and do that. Also, Pro Presenter. So if you've been to a service, you may have seen words up on the screen. There's lots of things you can use, you know, as easy as PowerPoint. But there's other programs that you can use that are more specific to worship ministry. And Pro Presenter is what we use. Just a great program that allows us to put moving videos behind it, allows us to split the screen on a TV monitor on the back of the room so the singers can see, you know, what's coming up next. They can split it to have the next slide down here and the current slide up above. Just all kinds of worship service oriented stuff rather than PowerPoint. So Pro Presenter, love that. You can check that out online, just Google Pro Presenter. And then a couple more apps. Guitar Toolkit is an app that I use that has a tuner on there, and it's got stuff for guitar and ukulele and bass, and it gives you chords, and it's just kind of everything that a guitarist needs in their tool belt. It's got everything that you need to be able to tune your guitar, to be able to find a chord that you're using. It'll even, if you strum it on the phone or the iPad, it'll make the sounds just like you're strumming the guitar. And so it's kind of invaluable for me as a guitarist, because look, I'm not a guitarist. I am a worship leader that plays guitar. So I'm not the greatest guitarist in the world, so it helps me a lot, and I really love that app. Another thing for songwriters is called Hum. Just H-U-M. You can find it in the App Store. Love this app. It's just an easy app to be able to put down songs really quick. Type in verses or chorus or whatever you got, and you can sing into it or play into it and kind of get a scratch vocal or scratch track down there. Love that app as well. And then my gear here. Start with the guitar. My father gave me this guitar when I graduated high school. And look, I've had opportunities to get other guitars, but I love this guitar. I'm a Martin guy. And I'll give you a little bit of taste of what it sounds like. It's really a rich sound. I love this guitar, but even more than the sound, though it has a beautiful sound and it still does 20 plus years later, I love that my dad gave this to me. And so I've had opportunities to get other guitars, and I just stick with this one. My dad has Alzheimer's, and so last time I was with him, I took it to him and asked him to sign it for me, and he signed at the back, Sammy Eddington, Dad, there. Love my dad, and I just keep sticking with this guitar. It's a beautiful sounding guitar, love it. I've kind of beat it up like Willie Nelson's guitar, but I'm gonna stick with it. Like I said, I'm a Martin guy. Love my Martin DM Dreadnought. Great guitar. But also, just kind of for traveling, because I go on mission trips sometime, and for traveling, I got a little Martin. I don't have it with me right now, but I got a little Martin guitar that is just a smaller body that's easier to travel with, and it sounds beautiful as well. So I love my Martin DM guitar. And then when I'm out and about, I have a great amp that I've actually borrowed from a friend of mine. It's a Fender acoustic amp. Just love that amp as well. And then this AirTurn Bluetooth pedal that I used earlier for the charts. Just a great resource for guitarists. Really love it. And so you can get that at Guitar Center as well. There's other options, but this is kind of customizable to be able to do whatever you need it to do. If you need it to go forward 2 pages instead of 1 page, you can kind of customize it to do that and to do what you need it to do. And then a tuning pedal. These are my pedals here. The tuning pedal here that I use is called PolyTune. It is the best tuning pedal that I've found out there. There's a lot on the market, but this one is super easy to use, super simple. It'll take the softest sound which you need in a worship environment. If there's somebody praying or communion's happening and you need to tune your guitar, it'll take just the softest sound to be able to tune this your guitar. And so I can't emphasize how important a good tuner is. And so the PolyTune by TC Electronic is great. And then also, this is kind of my rig here. I've got these Fishman pedals for acoustic, Fishman Aura and the Fishman Effects Delay. Now, they don't make these anymore. I've had them for years. But what they do make is a combination for delay and reverb and chorus. And so you can get the combo pedal. And I'll put a link in the show notes below for all of these tools so that you can check them out. But that's my rig. It's super simple. Love it. But I like to have a little bit of delay in there to kind of fill it in a little bit and make it a little bit more rich of a sound. And so that's it. That is my Technologies of Worship rig. And as we're getting closer to Easter, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to see what it is that I use. And if there's other worship pastors out there, worship leaders out there, I would love to hear what your rig is. I led a school of worship in Anchorage, Alaska for several years, and so this is on my heart. I love leading worship, and I'd love to hear from you, about your stories, about what you use in leading worship. But also, if you're not a worship leader, if you're not a worship pastor, this is obviously still for you, because you can use all of these tools and not be a worship pastor. Some great tools out there for musicians, and so check them out. I hope you liked this video today. If you did, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell below to be notified of all of these videos every single week, and then give us a big thumbs up if you liked this video. All right, that's it for today. This is Mark Eddington with Things I Love, just a bit about me to help you be more you. Love this guitar.